All right, sir. In regards to your offense for which you are incarcerated, I show case 2114-01592. I show on June 3rd, 2021, Mr. Barrett was a resident at the state hospital. He grabbed the buttocks of a female employee, the victim. He previously told the victim that he wanted to have sex with her and tried to touch her upper thigh and groin area. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you want to say about the offense?
It's mutual, so
What do you mean it was mutual?
it was mutual. There was a lot of conversation between both. Beforehand, it wasn't like sexual assault.
I mean, so you grabbed her buttocks. How do you don't think that's sexual assault?
No, but the other part,
What do you mean the other parts? I'm just having trouble understanding.
that part might have been not a sexual assault, but the other part was. And what we had talked about it beforehand, she was like flirting with me, so that's why I grabbed her butt.
Sir, it sounds, I mean, the female victim reported this because she felt that she had told you previously not to do this.
Oh, she told me to do that. She 100% lied.
Sir, I'll be honest, I'm having trouble understanding that. I mean, this is an employee at the Utah State Hospital.
Yeah, you can see it on camera. If you have the footage, she was flirting all the time.
So do you think you did anything that you should not have in this incident, in this offense?
I shouldn't have grabbed her butt, but yeah.
Why do you think you did that?
She's just been flirting a lot, and so we never came to a conclusion. So that would have been me flirting again, I guess.
So what do you think your risks are?
None.
Why do you say that?
But I'm not at risk for doing anything like that.
Well, I mean, it happened, right? So
Only because is she pressing charges or is it state?
I'm sorry.
Is she pressing charges or is it state?
So that's your offense for which you're currently incarcerated. Is that offense which I just mentioned? You've been the case has been adjudicated. It's been dealt with in the courts.
So it's past time.
Well, you're current, and I want to make sure I'm understanding. You're currently serving time on that conviction.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you? It sounds like maybe like you're a little confused as to why you're here. Is that right?
No.
Okay. So did you know that you were convicted of that offense?
Yeah.
Okay. So why? So I'm trying to understand why you did this, right? Because from my perspective, as a hearing officer with the board, I want to understand why this offense occurred and how to deal with it moving forward. So I'm asking you your risks, and you said you have none. But this offense occurred, right? So do you have any other insight into your risks?
No, I don't have any risks.
Do you have any current contact with this victim?
No.
Sir, and I don't want to belabor the point, but I am trying to get some insight, okay? You said that you perceived her to be flirting with you.
I didn't perceive her. She was flirting with me. It's all on camera.
And then you grabbed her buttocks.
She was showing her buttocks like 5 days straight.
So
That means no risk. It's a scenario.
if you perceive someone doing that again,
Perceive someone, where are you getting perception from?
do you think you would grab someone's buttocks again?
No.
All right, sir, I want to get to the sex offender assessment, okay? Do you remember meeting with the sex offender treatment program?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you think of that assessment?
It was long and boring, but I listened.
Okay.
So
So it provided a risk level. Do you remember your risk level?
they said it was normal.
They assessed as above average risk. Do you agree with that, or? It said that you refused to meet with the evaluator. Can you tell me why you refused to meet with the evaluator?
Yeah, he said it was gonna be like 2 hours and I hadn't eaten or anything.
You hadn't eaten?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you try to reschedule or?
Yeah, I tried to talk to Leslie, but she didn't hear me, so.
Okay. Um, so it noted that you have many disciplinary notes, which we're gonna get to, and C notes. And that you often refuse to meet with treatment staff, but that you were recommended for sex offender treatment. And that, your amenability, your willingness to do treatment could be a barrier. Are you willing to do sex offender treatment?
I prefer not to since I have no risk.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I prefer not to since I have no risk.
Okay, and I noted you said you had no risk, but do you think you would do sex offender treatment?
Probably not.
And why not?
Takes too much time.
Okay. Okay, sir. So that's the offense for which you're currently incarcerated. I also show a 2021 assault case. Do you remember that, sir? It's okay if you don't remember.
No.
That's okay. Okay. I show a DUI as well. Do you have issues with substances?
No.
Do you think you need substance? I'm assuming if you don't think you have issues with substances, you don't think you need substance use treatment. Is that right? Okay. All right, sir. How's your mental health?
Pretty good.
Good. Are you currently taking any mental health medication?
I'm taking a few things. I'm not sure what they're all for. I'm trying to get off medication, but they said it's like I have to take them or something.
Are you on forced medication?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how long the forced medication order is still for?
No.
That's okay. Have you been on forced medication since you've been here?
A little bit into it. It's been like a year.
Okay, so is it been recently that you started the forced medication order?
No, it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, sir. And I probably don't have to tell you, but you do have a lot of disciplinary incidents, right?
Yeah.
And including a September one for assault. Do you want to tell me what happened there?
What was it for?
I just show assault. It was a September incident. It was from this year, September. Do you remember that?
I have no idea.
All right, well, so I'm not going to go over them individually or disciplinaries, but why do you think they're occurring?
Yard staff is mainly annoying. Like they wake me up when I'm asleep with not medication for any stand-up count or anything. So
So you said the staff annoys you.
yeah, I on purpose.
Why do you think? So, and I understand that it's annoying to you, right? Do you think you could deal with it differently?
Yeah, maybe
What do you think you could do differently?
relax.
Do do you think you need any treatment, sir?
No.
Okay. All right, sir. In regards to your release plans, I show that you said you would like to live by yourself in Salt Lake and work in construction. Is that still the plan, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of the mental health halfway house?
Yeah, Odyssey.
No, this one's actually Atherton. Odyssey does have a program as well. But this is the mental health halfway house. This is mental health support services, which is commonly referred to as MHSS, or it was previously known as MIO, mentally ill offender program. It's a program that helps with mental health related needs, treatment management, counseling, therapy. Would you be interested in that if the board were to order that?
I'd like to get released if I can.
So they would have to order parole, but then they would order this condition of mental health halfway house. Are you interested in that or no?
Is there a way I can get released?
So I don't know what the board's gonna do. I'm a hearing officer, so I just make recommendations.
Okay.
But I'm just wondering if they were to grant you a parole, would you go to this mental health halfway house?
Yeah.
Okay. And just so you know what will happen, sir, if you are granted a parole, and this is a condition of your parole, you'll have therapists that'll come from the mental health support services. They'll come meet you, they'll assess you, they'll refer to the board and tell them what their assessment is, whether they think you're a proper fit for that program, okay?
Okay.
All right, so those are all of my questions. From here, I'm a hearing officer. I make recommendations. The board ultimately decides. They're made up of 5 members. 3 of them have to come to one decision. That's the decision of the board. You should get that in writing within 2 to 4 weeks. Anyone listening to this hearing via video can go to bop.utah.gov. As soon as we have the decision, we post it on our website. It's not immediate, just so you know, it takes some time. But someone can look that decision up and wait and tell you what it is while you're waiting for your written decision, because it'll be faster on the website. I would note your guideline, sir, is 42 months or June 7th, 2025. The easiest way to think of that is a suggestion. The CCJJ, Commission on Criminal Justice and Juveniles, issue them. They're based on a number of factors, obviously one of them being your offense, but the board decides. So they can go below that date, they can go above that date, they can do the same date they decide. And the expiration of your sentence, meaning the longest time the board could have jurisdiction over you, assuming no other offenses, is December 7th, 2026. Do you have any closing comments or questions for myself or for the board, sir? Okay. Well, I appreciate you attending this hearing and all of your comments. I made notes of all of them. We'll go ahead and conclude. Thank you.
All I have to say is that this is a terrifying hearing. Like, it speaks for itself very clearly. It's almost, you can almost predict what's going to happen in the next year or two when he gets out. I mean, on that note, they denied his parole, but his full term date is 2026. They are giving him a rehearing on June 2025. And that's like in 6 months from the time of this recording. So, click the notification bell. We will cover him when he comes up for a rehearing. And just think about this. And they're probably only doing that because they want to give him supervision when he gets out. But why this is so scary for me is that it's like we can all see his next crime coming in slow motion. And it's probably going to be much worse than grabbing a nurse's butt, right? And now, this is also what I think is fascinating about this hearing is that if you were just sitting outside and you looked on paper, pretend that you're sitting in a podium in front of your college debate crew, right? And someone is sitting there saying why the DOC is so messed up and so wrong, and this person, she goes and she picks out the specific case and says, this young man, he's 26 years old. He's rotting away in Utah prison because he was in the hospital for whatever reason. And he grabbed the nurse's butt and now they locked him away for 5 years. And you might hear that and say, wow, yeah, that doesn't, 5 years is a little bit much for that. I mean, they're calling it section, it is, but it shouldn't be 5 years. Maybe he should have gotten probation. We hear about all, but no, the devil's in the detail. You got to look at the detail. Look at his prior record. He has, starting at age 19, we don't know what happened at age 18 and before 18 because he's juvenile, but he has, bodily injury, property damage, and arson. He has then immediately after, when he's 21, he has the DUI, driving on a suspended license. By the way, while he's in prison, I didn't mention this, he picks up another felony for throwing bodily fluids, and I think an assault, or maybe that's the same assault. And they decided to run those sentences concurrent. So while he's in prison, he picks up the bodily fluid assault case. But because even DOC doesn't want him, and can you blame him, they're running it concurrent. So again, he's getting out no matter what, 12/7/2026. So, you might, again, this is where the devil's in the detail. You have someone who takes no accountability and is, in my opinion, dangerous. I believe that he believes that she wanted it. And the only reason probably something worse didn't happen was because he was in the hospital where people could have stopped him. Just listen to what he says. You sometimes just have to listen to what someone says. I love this parole board interviewer, Kelly. She's done some great interviews. She was, just like you could see, she's like, sir, you don't think what you did was wrong? I'm paraphrasing. But again, why this hearing is so scary to me, and I think to others watching this, is that we can all see it coming. We can all see his next crime that's going to be worse. And how many, documentaries that we see on someone who keeps getting out of prison, getting out of prison, getting out of prison, and finally they go and they kill a bunch of people, or they go and essay a bunch of people, and then you look at their prior record and you just say, what do you mean? Why was he getting out? Why was his sentences so short? Like, literally, he is telling the world with the banner, I'm dangerous. Protect me from even myself. He's not using those words, but he's sending the signal. It's a big flashing light. And all of us watching it can see it. The parole board, I mean, anyone seeing this can see it. But he's going to get out no matter what. And if you think that he's just going to go and live it's not. His next crime is going to be worse. I believe. We don't know. What's the answer? I mean, they had the opportunity to, when he threw the bodily fluids, to give him a few more years for that, consecutive. But it's just going to be the next crime. Hopefully, again, it's in the setting of a hospital where there are people that can stop it. Thank you, Richard, for lining up the dots on this. And Richard's going to keep track of it for the next hearing. So that's, we'll keep you posted on this. And with that, I'll let you go.
And I don't want to belabor the point, but I am trying to get some insight, okay? You said that you perceived her to be flirting with you.
I didn't perceive her. She was flirting with me. It's all on camera.
And then you grabbed her buttocks.
She was showing her buttocks like 5 days straight.
So
That means no risk. It's a scenario.
if you perceive someone doing that again,
Perceive someone, where are you getting perception from?
do you think you would grab someone's buttocks again?
No.